Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the official ARK Podcast number 181. My name is Mistletoad, and I'm here with the core team. Your host for tonight, as always, the one and only Atlas. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mistletoad, for the introduction. And folks, welcome back to another edition of the ARK Daily Podcast. Great Sunday. More growth happening here on the ARK. Total vault accounts, 4,847 on the rise, folks. Liquidity over on PancakeSwap, 909,693 BUSD. ILC reserves a bit lower today, 439,600, but still well within our range. Spark price pool, 590.46 ARK. And today, folks, here live on the podcast, we're going to find the number 133rd winner. Maybe somebody that's here live with us today. Maybe they're on the other side of the globe. Still not up, still in bed. And as they rise and shine out of bed, they're going to be here. You've got the spark. Yes, you do. You got that spark. So, folks, we love Sundays here because it is the special day where we have the Crypto Badgers, a.k.a. Max Power and Bicy Dips, here as the resident guest on Sundays, where they really unpack and reveal for everyone on the ARK and around the globe through the interweb on YouTube, their video, their weekend review, what's happened on the ARK, what's the alpha, what was said, who was on the podcast, and also sharing their fantastic journey here with us. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and turn it over to Brett Nordine and see what updates he has for us today. Hope you're doing well, sir.
I'm doing great. Yeah, looking forward to the weekly review. I got a glimpse of it this morning and very impressive as usual. So looking forward to that. And it's always good to hear.
And aspirations. You must act now, in the present. By taking positive action now, you move closer to your goals and
Sorry, we're having studio problems. Continue.
The $1 billion studio. I think that was the $1 million studio.
It's firing off everywhere. Sorry about that.
Pretty cool. Oh, no worries. Yeah, just a quick update today. It's been an administrative day, mostly just communicating back and forth. Looking forward to a big dev week. You know what we've got coming up here. We've got Crypto King releasing the V2 of the mobile app with a bunch of upgrades, including multi-wallet capabilities. That's going to be coming at the end of the week. And then we also have our prepaid virtual card. That's the first priority and the one that we're working on right now. And we're hoping, that's going to move along quickly, as well as the on-ramp. So it's going to be a big development week for us. And we'll be giving updates along the way. But other than that, we're just working the roadmap. So, chipping away slowly but surely. Can't happen fast enough. But yeah, we're working hard, and everybody should be confident that we're going to deliver something great. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Other than that, no giant news. We released just so much alpha in the last week. And I think, with all the YouTubers jumping in and kind of getting the story out there and the message out there, it's just been great to sit back and watch the feedback and let that sink in for a little while. And I'm sure we'll be coming forward with some new updates as we move forward.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that, Brett. And with that, we're going to turn it over to Mistletoad so we can get the Crypto Badgers and see that fantastic video. It is all yours, Mr. Mistletoad.
Thank you, Atlas. So today for the All Aboard session, we have the Crypto Badgers, Max Power, live with us here on the podcast. How are you doing, Max?
Cheers, Mistletoad, and hello all. I think as Brett alluded to, following on the sort of roadmap reveal the week before, felt like this week was just one for the community to take it all in and come up with their responses. So we didn't have quite as difficult a job this week as squeezing it into 20 minutes, which was a nice relief. But still lots to digest following that roadmap, and a few other little updates still that popped up. A little bit of Atlas Alpha still that came in throughout the week, which we included.
Awesome. Yeah, well, we're always... Big round of applause for the Crypto Badgers. We're always happy to have you on the resident slot here on the Monday for you guys over there. And yeah, let's get right to it and show your video. Alice, do we want to try the new screen sharing, or do just using the bot?
Let's use the bot, please, today. As we want to test out when we have Coach Brad and also Z and everybody here before coming in. But since we have Brad in the air tonight, we'll do it tomorrow.
No problem. Let me get that video up right now. And before we get started, guys, do be sure to get into that sweep widget draw. It does help the content creators a lot by pushing that algorithm. It is pinned in the main chat right now. You still got about 25 minutes to get in there. So as we play this video, you have some time to get in. Cheers.
Don't get wrecked. A pump would be nice, but remember, there's no financial advice. Crypto Badgers.
Thanks for joining the Crypto Badgers, two the gens that like to do our research. I'm Max Power, joined as always by Matt, aka by Z Dips. A very warm welcome to all of our subscribers and anyone new as well. And really, anyone who has subbed up, you're all bloody legends. And each week you'll find us here updating the whole ArkFi community and anyone doing their research for that matter on the news, alpha, goings-ons, if you will, from the daily podcast. Each week, I reckon, Matt, there must be, maybe 12 to 15 hours minimum that the team are engaging with the community every day. And we're going to break it down in about 15 minutes. And this week we had the drop of an additional product not on the roadmap, as well as some important updated timelines. But this one felt like, you know, for the community just to digest, Matt. I mean, really, it was the equivalent of a 5-course meal with all the trimmings following the release of that roadmap. What was your highlight from it?
Yeah, it certainly was, Max. I'm not sure I have a particular highlight, but I mean, there were so many incredible utilities contained in that roadmap. But I think just the general idea of the project becoming a full-service crypto bank, yeah, it's very, very exciting.
And, of course, if you are new to ARK, you can check out some of our earlier videos on really the fastest ROI in crypto. And, you know, it's been a project now that we've been in. It must be coming up to about 130 days. Let's look under the hood of what's happening on the ARK. And with the printer, it's been another great week. The ILC reserves were at about 500K last week, so holding steady there at 491. It has pretty much fluctuated, I think, between about this and 510 throughout the week. Really hasn't fluctuated too much at all. The accounts, definite noticeable uptick in new accounts over the last few weeks. This one was sitting at 4,634 last week. So generally that range that was sitting at, say, about 130 to 170 new accounts, that's kind of now seems to be going up to kind of 170 to 200 accounts. So nice steady growth, which I think is the best way for this project to succeed in the long term. In terms of liquidity, we did say last week, very likely we'll cross 900K, and we went well past it, actually, almost up to 910. This was at 894 last week. And the Spark prize, Matt, I mean, I feel like we do say this every week, but they just get more and more ridiculous really every week.
Look, they certainly do. It's been another record-breaking week for the Spark Rewards with seemingly daily all-time high after all-time high. It's been by far the biggest week we've seen since the project launch, so congratulations to all the winners this week. For the total this week, we had 4,802.68 ARK given away with a BUSD street value of $27,423.30. So that's absolutely monstrous.
Yeah, it was also, I reckon this was maybe the biggest week for NFT sales, apart from the start of the project that we've had. Certainly since we've been covering project with these weekly videos, this was sitting at 404 last week. So 24 NFTs were sold throughout the week, obviously off the news of the roadmap and the prospect of, really future yields from utilities that are upcoming in the ARK. And I guess really what, in theory, should be quite sustainable utilities over a long period of time. So a legacy NFT seems to be kind of the long-term safety play of the ARK, if you will, still paying out 100% APR, which is, quite high in most people's terms. Not quite 1% a day, of course. But last week it was at 327 silvers. So that's been the 20 of the 24 have been the silver NFTs. We have sold 2 platinums, always helps. And a couple of golds as well. So those are funds. You might wonder, well, what happens to all the money from the sale of those NFTs? That is going into a pot of money that is used to help fund these external businesses that we covered last week in the roadmap special. And there's not too much to report on the 1% wallets, Matt. I can tell you they're gone from 30 to 31%. So that's just sort of creeping up each week with more and more account holders who are, just obviously getting their ROI and returning down to that 1% rate. But in terms of the news, Scripto King, the main developer, from what I can gather on ArkFi, will have a new version of the PWA being released next Friday. This is going to allow users to switch between their wallets for those who use the multi-wallet strategy like us. And there will be some updates to the referral QR code for Android users. It sounds like that's taken a bit of work for Scripto King to be able to get that QR code working in a PWA and then connecting into people's phone browsers. They're also setting up contracts so that you can use your credit card to buy BUSD, and that can end up going straight into your vault. That could be a very useful little utility that'll make it easy for people. And Matt, I did just want to say that I think it's worth pointing out that this is actually the second release of updates already on the DApp. I mean, we didn't actually cover it last week with the roadmap special and all the fanfare around that, but there was no less than 11 new features and updates that went out on the 21st of April. And, I think that just sort of demonstrates the care and the care of the development team for the work that they do. I did notice in the secret DAO that Scripto King was singing the praises of working with Atlas and Brett as being the sort of best experience that he's had in the space. And that relationship, is absolutely critical to the long-term sort of sustainability of the project being able to deliver the sort of products that they do. So kudos to Scripto King for, okay, it might be one thing just to get the DApp out there, but already we're seeing, they don't just settle for that. They're still building on top of it, making improvements.
Yeah, it certainly is, Max. A very cohesive team. That's certainly that we've seen from the very beginning, really.
Yeah, we've also got an animation video for the landing page coming, which is really going to help onboard new users. You'll be able to sort of sign up for the Zoom call. There'll be a schedule that people can use just to sort of come into ARK and get that. This is the step before the white glove service, I believe, Matt. This is where,
indeed.
Yeah, anyone who's new can come in and be taken through on a Zoom presentation for whether it's just actually onboarding crypto into a MetaMask wallet, getting set up on ARK. So this is going to be a really important way of bringing new people on. So that animation video will sit on the landing page and explain to people how they can get started. So I believe they're hoping to have the onboarding feature live in the next couple of weeks, which will be coupled also with the fiat on-ramp. We had some updates also, Matt, on the roadmap this week.
Yeah, indeed, Max. So the roadmap was released in the DAO roughly a week ago and then shared with the broader community a few days later. I think it's fair to say, Max, that the reaction from the community has been tremendous. I mean, it's such an incredible suite of utilities that are in the pipeline over the next year or so. It's quite difficult not to sort of be overly excited about it all. Brett said on the podcast this week that the first cabs off the rank, so to speak, will be the prepaid virtual card, then the fiat on-ramp, then the physical card. And also Atlas hinted as well during the week about a new way that people are going to be able to use and spend their crypto. Perhaps we can have a listen to that recording, Max.
And look to we have some alpha just today. Brett and I were in a meeting because we're through Visa going to be bringing out another product for offboarding. This is some alpha. We touched on a little bit, tease on it, but now that we went into Visa, we're going to be able to push directly onto your debit cards your crypto in less than 30 seconds on a global scale. So whether you're at Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Revolut in Europe, pick your bank. We're talking here blazing fast. Your crypto, you load it onto the ArkFi off-ramp. You put in your credit card information, your debit card information. And folks, there she goes, right to your balance on your card. Let's get this crypto.
Oh, God.
These are all.
Had to keep the sound effects in.
Yeah, look, exciting stuff, Max. And of course, all of these ARK branded utilities will generate fee revenue, which ultimately will funnel directly back to the ArkFi ecosystem in equal measures to the ILC, NFT pool, and Treasury. So really, really impressive stuff. Atlas and Brett did deliver a 2-hour live presentation of the roadmap. If you are yet to see that, it is an absolute must-watch. So we will include a link to that presentation in the description of this vid. Sentiment around and outside the podcast, the after hours, as we like to call it. Yeah, Max, sort of anything that particularly sort of pricked your ears and that you heard in the after hours?
People naturally asking questions on the delivery of some of these utilities. I think for most people the onboarding, offboarding is probably the most relevant, and obviously it's coming first as well. I think for me personally, being able to get a ArkFi card or having a virtual prepaid card that you can load some crypto on for some expenditures here and there, just incredibly useful. We did hear, I think, on the after show that maybe it's looking like not confirmed, but like a $10 fee that will be what's required when you do that top up with it to a max of $5,000 on the virtual card. And of course, that fee is going to be what comes into the ARK pool, if you will, towards hopefully making these businesses profitable. Also, some chat on the Polygon ZKVM. Of course, we did a video explaining the Polygon ZKVM earlier in the week. With, I think, the most shocking takeaway for me was that you don't need Matic tokens on Polygon ZKVM.
Indeed.
You pay your gas in ETH. So it's a completely different chain, really, from the Polygon proof of stake chain that we know now. But certainly worth checking out a video on that. But I think all in all, Matt, I think people are obviously very, very positive about what's taken place, and rightly so. Whilst, maybe some slight reservations just due to the ambitiousness of what they're trying to undertake because of being burned in the past on other projects.
Yeah, fair call. There was also a fair bit of talk as well about the new on-chain gold token, the ARKG token. So the team sort of provided a bit more color around that as well in some of the after shows. So yeah, it's been really interesting, the after shows this week.
How about all aboard, Matt? Who do we have?
Yeah, terrific week for this daily segment, which features content creators that cover the ArkFi project. We saw another great video from Ohio Crypto. He sort of commented that he was initially very impressed with the white paper and the great community that ArkFi was establishing. He seems to be quite the fan of the auto redeposit function, and he's well on the way to building a very strong position in the ArkFi ecosystem with a multi-wallet strategy. We also saw our emerging superstar. Great video from Jashan from J Vanquish running through his highlights from the roadmap, how bullish overall he is. He also went through the current suite of products that ArkFi offers and just sort of gave a brief explanation of those. We saw Crypto Fergie. He was back going through some of the key elements from phase 2 of the roadmap. He's been very impressed with what he's seen in that roadmap, Max, and he's actually mentioned that he was losing a lot of sleep. So hopefully he can get some rest at some stage. We also looked at a new Medium article from Fleming outlining 5 sort of key reasons as he see it as to why ARK is really on the rise at the moment. And finally, we took a look at a video from Clover, who is by no means new to YouTube, but he is a new investor in ARK. He talked about how impressed he is with the ArkFi ecosystem, and he gave a few instructions on how people might want to go ahead and get started. So all in all, a great week on All Aboard.
Yeah, and I think we had the obviously not really a YouTuber, but the AI video.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that one, the AI one. I don't think we're quite out of a job yet, Max, but it's quite incredible what this AI can do. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, quite incredible. But at the same time, for me, I'm not listening to the computer chat getting bullish personally.
No.
I like to hear I want to hear some heart, man. I want to hear some.
I hear you, Maxie. That's why I said I don't think we're quite out of a job yet. But this stuff moves so rapidly that I'm sure in the fullness of time it's going to be very difficult to distinguish between, what real people are saying and what AI is generating.
Yeah, we've also got to remember sometimes actually just checking. You got to fact check your AI. I actually punched a few things in about Polygon into ChatGPT to see what it would say before we were doing that video, and it was pretty wrong. A lot of the stuff was actually spitting. Yeah. Anyway, lots of discussion often about AI, and I do enjoy listening to that in the podcast as well. People's views and experiences. Mr. Z in particular is always keeping us up to date with that, with his weekly DeFi sessions, which are the best DeFi sessions in all of crypto, in my opinion.
I would concur, Max. I would definitely concur.
So that's the news for this week. Of course, you can check out Catalyst's weekly article summarizing our ArkFi weekly show, along with all the stats and the health of the ArkFi ecosystem. But it is time to get on to the Badger wallet. So here we are. Let's take a look at where we're at. Down at 1% at the moment. And you can see here the principal balance getting up to 3,661. Now, I believe when we looked at the calculator actually earlier in the week, we have gone a little further north of where we anticipated. And we've obviously picked up a few referrals, which has helped. And I do just want to, at this point, say a big thanks to all who took part in our roadmap launch promotion and joined the Badgers team. Everyone got 10 ARK for free in that. So also a special mention to James, who picked himself up an additional 40 ARK for dropping in the biggest deposit. So I think he ended up, Matt, with a 25% deposit bonus, which is not bad going.
Sweet.
Pretty trouble. So appreciate him for taking the time to understand that really it was a bit of a no-brainer, really, just to join up, sign up, get your free ARK in with the Badgers. So, very exciting. I mean, just remember, this started for us at 640 in this principal balance. So we're at day roughly 130-ish now. Just sort of shows you, how quick really things can grow. Obviously, we've already ROI'd. And being near the end of the month, Matt, it will give us that opportunity to have a look at where we're going to end up here. So let's take a look here. We've got our 3,661 in the balance. This calculator is a must for anyone looking to plan out their ArkFi returns and various strategies that they wish to play. So end of the month, here we are at 30th of April. Let's see where we're going to end up at the 30th of May. Going to have cleared the 4,302.
Woohoo.
And we're looking like set to pull out, what's that, at 8.5. Remember, this doesn't include taxes. 2.4, 10% with taxes, looking at about $2,000 for the month. That be right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, about $500 a week.
Sounds too good to be true. Yeah, so that's because $2,500, 10% for the tax, 2,250 if my math serves me correctly. So that's pretty nice.
Indeed,
a couple of grand in the Badger wallet there for various golf trips and other things. And it just shows you it is important to pay yourself. There's nothing wrong with doing that, and that's one of my favourite things of this system is that it encourages people to do so. There is
and discourages people to hyper compound. I think that's been one of the huge downfalls in other projects, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to everyone to make their own decision, of course, on how they want to play the game. I'm a big advocate for that. But there is here in the white paper actually some best practices for what is good for the system from NASA scientist Kelly Snook. And when, as I've said before, Matt, when a NASA scientist speaks, I listen.
As do I.
And, number one here is that withdraw and sell early and often, which seems totally counterintuitive. But large numbers of compound-only wallets create a wall of sell pressure when they max out at the same time. So nothing wrong with that, because actually we all end up taking out the same amount of ARK tokens at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
And if you hyper compound, it might mean that more people have to be paid out in a shorter amount of time. So this kind of stretches it out nice and evenly, and also is safe because you get paid along the way. Nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely, Max. Couldn't agree more.
So looking good in the Badger Fund. Let's just do a little Moon Boy moment and look to see at the 1 year mark, which is the 19th of December. We'll have 12,000 in the kitty. And if the price remains the same, which is certainly no guarantee, looking at around $29,000 roughly after tax, I'd say, on the basis of this. So that'll be pretty nice.
Yeah, that works for me, Max.
Yeah, that works for me. You can see the power of the ARK and the compounding and where you can get to. That is from a starting balance of 640 ARK tokens in the vault.
And of course, looking sort of a year out, Max, we're going to have seen a bunch of these new utilities come to the fore and hopefully generating lots of revenue for the protocol as well.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a wrap for this week. Matt, you enjoy yourself. I know you're sunning yourself up in the sunny Queensland state up there, frequenting various high roller rooms and things on the Gold Coast. So you enjoy yourself there, sir. And just a reminder to everyone that there's the new $1 billion broadcasting studio. Looks very cool.
It looks very, very cool.
So just a reminder that those podcasts start at 4 p.m. EST every single day. So make sure you tune in and hear what the team has to say. And also use it as an opportunity to ask any questions you may have. So thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week with another edition of ArkFi Weekly. But until then, it's goodbye.
Cheers, Maxie.
With Moon Sir. Coming live from the crypto world. Bringing you all that you need. Let's go. This is the YouTube crypto show with two guys who are kind of in the know. Crypto badges are here, so you're in the clear. No worry or fear, yeah, we're helping you steer. Shouts to the team, we can't forget Max Power and Bazzi Dips. Don't get wrecked, a pump would be nice, but remember, there's no financial advice. Crypto badges.
Awesome job from the Crypto Badgers. I still can't believe they got 50 Cent on board.
Yeah, quite the coup for us.
Amazing video. You guys always dropping the alpha and doing a really good job just summarizing it every week. I always look forward to having you guys on board.
Thank you, sir.
They always deliver the bangers. They're bangers. We have Kelly Snook in the house. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you. Just said thanks for the shout out, but I think my mic doesn't turn on for a long time after I press the button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you joined just at the right time, Kelly. I saw you pop up and I knew you were about to get a mention. You just had some sort of psychic vision.
Yeah, that was unexpected.
all right, folks. Another banger from the Crypto Badgers. Max, give our warm regards to Bazzi Dips. And look, we've got a great week ahead. Can't wait for all the updates next Sunday. as you guys really have your pulse on everything that's happening here on the ARK and convey it in such a great way. Also, congratulations, your syndicate's looking fantastic. Sheesh. You guys are doing extremely, extremely well. So with that, I know we're a bit pressed for time. Go ahead, Max.
No, I was just going to say, just say that we're not Team Bill has never done anything like it ever before. So I really just feel like if you think it's not you, or it's anyone can bring on a few people. Really, it's not certainly not a speciality of ours. So no reason why everyone out there can't bring on a few people and help out their NDV and their vault balance.
Absolutely. Everybody loves somebody, and everybody has that special loved one they don't want to leave behind. Friends, family, coworker, James at the water cooler. Oh boy, he's always buying to dip. Get on the ARK, son. Little James. So we are in a bit of a hurry as Mr. Z has to be out the door quickly today. He's got pressing matters of great concern and importance. So with that, let's go and do the Wheel of the Toad for the
All aboard! All right. This is the Wheel of the Toad, as they like to call it, our daily all aboard sweep widget giveaway. If you have no idea, this is your first time here, you're looking at this wheel and you're wondering what's going on. Every day after the podcast, we will share a new sweep widget giveaway link. It'll be posted and pinned right in the main chat, as well as the announcements channels and in the contest and giveaway chat. All you have to do is click that link, follow all the on-screen instructions, just basically a big task list varying from retweeting some tweets, liking and commenting some YouTube videos, and clapping up some Medium articles. It's that easy. It takes 2 to 5 minutes of your time. We do it every single day. So once you do that, you'll get your name on this beautiful wheel right here. And if it lands on your name, you'll win you'll win $50 to $100 worth of BUSD. It's just that simple.
All right, on the count of 3, 2, 1.
Congratulations, Tragic 107. You've won $50 worth of BUSD.
And folks, for everyone that participated, we want to thank you. Even if you didn't win tonight, you have another chance tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that as well. So this is extremely important. It's very effective for what we do here on the ARK, organically promoting and growing by really supporting all these great content creators like the Crypto Badgers, like Crypto Putter, like Clover, who's just joined and gotten on board the ARK here with us. Fantastic leader, fantastic investor. I mean, we're talking about OGs in the house here, and a lot of new shining stars like Jay Vanquish that just came out of nowhere, and everybody here can see his star really shining bright and rising. So, folks, let's go ahead and unleash the fantastic beast that is the Spark. If you want to call out for Sparky, this is your time, folks, to go ahead and do so. We wish you all the best of luck for today's drawing. And here we go.
Here, Sparky, Sparky, Sparky. Here, Sparky, Sparky, Sparky.
Let's get this crypto.
Let's get this crypto. Let's get this crypto.
Let's get this crypto.
And there it is, folks. We have today's lucky spark winner. Their wallet ends in 3110. And they've won 606.51 ARK. That's a street value of $3,470.43, folks. Congratulations. Sheesh, they're nitro.
Oh,
somebody
God.
was here.
Congratulations.
Do we have a winner? Here live on the pod? Okay, I think that was just someone saying congratulations, I guess. Well, whoever they are,
I'll
they
take it if you
are
don't want it.
officially in the nitro mode, folks. I mean, we're talking here massive amounts of more ARK rewards every single day, every second, as well as that NDV just going all the way through the gauge, all the way up. 2% NDV, almost smashing the glass on the gauge, folks. Let's turn it over to our crypto DeFi expert, our very own Mr. Z. Hope you're doing well today, sir.
Yeah, as usual, love the ARK printing and loving a Sunday where we're all together talking about ARK and talking DeFi. So I'm here. Let's look at what what's printing on them. So, cool, guys. So yeah, the first thing I'll be as quick as possible because I do have to run in 10 minutes. So I'm going to be as quick as I can be, but I'll try to explain a few things. So the first thing, Mistletoe ARK, Atlas, can you guys see my screen? Just give me the heads up.
Yes, sir. Perfect.
Okay, perfect. So currently Bitcoin's price is at a place where it's at 29,345 right now. And I'm getting a bunch of messages, people asking me, is this where price is holding? Are we going back up? The issue with where we are right now is we have a bunch of liquidity below here. If we zoom out just a little bit, right, on the hourly chart, everyone can do this together with me. You'll see there's a bunch of orders to be filled here. So am I bullish to see this thing go back to 30K and above? Not yet, because there's a bunch of levels that Bitcoin has to get to. So I hope I'm wrong, as I always say every week, but thus far it's been proven right that liquidity does get taken out. And I think Bitcoin does go back to 27K and below. So keep that, guys, in mind. Do not be buying at this price. It's risky. If you are in profit, take some profits and pay yourselves. So that's the news on how I see Bitcoin. I see it go down to 27K, and I see it also tap into 24 and lower. So we'll see how the month of May presumes price. So we'll keep an eye on that for sure. Now the other thing that's a big debate in crypto right now is how these banks failed, and that's something I'm going to be kind of going through a little bit. So we heard from so we saw First Republic and we saw Silicon Valley Bank go into defaults in the past month or so, and if you guys follow Twitter and you guys follow like the news, most of them are blaming them for crypto. They're like they opened the markets to crypto, and that's we also had a senator that came out and made a statement. So for me, like when statements like that are made, I need to see what really adds up. Does it really add up? Is crypto the reason why these banks failed? And thus far, the reports are showing that it wasn't crypto, but it was the bank's policy for the reason why the outflow didn't work. So this article here is something I'm going to kind of read real quickly. So FDIC pins signature bank's failure on poor governance and illiquidity. So the FDIC blames Signature's board of directors and management for pursuing a unrestrained growth using uninsured deposits without implementing liquidity risk management strategies. To me, this is really close to how the real estate bubble really started in 2008, where you had banks and you also had governors that were basically selling mortgages to folks that could not afford its payback. So they were falsifying data of 10 to 20 years predictions and allowing people to have $400,000 to $600,000 houses. And that's what we're kind of seeing here. That happened. What we see from the Signature Bank is a bunch of mortgages were lent out, a bunch of business loans were given out to folks that did not have the prior credentials. So it's a repeat of what we've seen. So I'm going to read more from here. So it goes, the United States. Did someone have to say something? I can hear someone's.
I figured
I'm sorry. Ignore that. Yeah. The United States Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation post-mortem assessment of Signature Bank revealed poor management and inadequate risk management practices as the root cause for its collapse. So yeah, what they did was they saw a bunch of borrowing and lending that took place without the credentials. So sort of my opinion with how borrowing lending works in DeFi is unless you don't have the sort of token metrics, you're not able to borrow or lend. I think there's a sort of a stress test that goes through in DeFi. So I never agreed to it from the start. So it reads here, however, the root cause of SBNY's failure was poor management. SBNY management did not prioritize good corporate governance practice, did not always heed FDIC examiner concerns. So they were apparently having you can say quarterly concerns from the FDIC. There was reports coming in saying you guys are taking high risk investments and you bring it on to your customers and apparently that was ignored as well. So did not always heed to FDIC examiner concerns and was not always responsive or timely in addressing FDIC supervisory recommendations. That's the other thing that the FDIC did for 6 months. They asked the banks to basically allow them to have oversight with a bunch of risk accounts, and Signature Bank and Silvergate they both did not go with that proceeding. So let's continue here. So unrestrained growth. They found a board of directors that took high risk to make higher risk leading to higher profits. I think that's what capitalism kind of brings us into. But that's That's what that's what the analysis kind of shows. So then the second thing I had an opinion was, what is Goldman Sachs or Citibank's, what's their opinion on the whole case scenario? Because like, I want to hear from them. Do they see this as a one-time thing? Like, what's their opinion? And their opinion right now is a bit worrying. So I'm gonna that leads me into the next article here. So this is from a JP Morgan exec, and she basically makes a statement. So the title reads, "First Republic crisis is not an isolated incident." So the chief investment officer at JP Morgan Asset Management said it would be naive to say that this is limited to First Republic. So this is a quote from her. So Michelle had to say, "Well, I think we have both. I think it's somewhat naive to say this is just limited to First Republic. I think the regional banks are heavily dependent on FDIC. They are heavily dependent on the federal." Yeah. This is pretty interesting. So basically, the FDIC and these sorts of agencies, what they do is they offer the banks a sort of scheme where they allow people to have loans and refinance their mortgages at high risk. So they allow for these programs, and once what we see is when these programs expire, that's when things hit the fan, and basically you see higher risk take place, and then you see defaults. So I think the regional banks are heavily dependent on FDIC, as she says. They are heavily dependent on the Federal Home Loan Bank to get additional cash. We don't know how they are going to operate when these two programs expire. So yeah, this tells you this is much more internal. It's an issue within the traditional banking module, and having a board of directors that want to make fast cash, and to make fast cash, you take higher risks. So that's what the banks did the last 4 to 5 years. In fact, before Signature was having slow growth, and then a bunch of board directors had a different alternative motive to increase the branches. So here Ryan Selkis tweeted out, "Did crypto kill First Republic too, or is DC going to recognize that their and the Fed's policies are to blame and not crypto? Maybe by bank number 10 this will change." Right. So the person at JP Morgan is saying this can have a domino effect. We've already taken down Credit Suisse, we've already taken down First Republic, Silicon Valley Bank. And they don't think it's an isolated incident. They think it's a domino effect. So that's what the tweet says here. Maybe by bank number 10 things will change. Heavy stuff, I know, to say in 10 minutes, but I hope I was able to explain and have you folks understand. The last thing I want to cover, if you guys can see my screen, is AI a little bit. Because this is getting worrying now. This is where AI is going right. So Tencent Cloud to reportedly offer deepfake creations tools at $145. I want you guys to look into this. Look at this Elon Musk interview, and tell me what you guys think. So I'm going to play this video. Tell me if you guys can see the screen.
What can you tell us about your project, B, and how will help people get rich right now? Today we are launching an investment project that is working right now. If you see this video, absolutely everyone can earn it. Everything is very simple. You invest your money in Bitcoin for TeslaTree.net is our bot, after which everyone who invested their cryptocurrency will be able to receive exactly 30% of dividends every day from the investment.
How long will it take for dividends to arrive?
I'm sure that probably 3 months.
Is the number of seats unlimited?
Yes, absolutely.
So that was a 30-second video of how good AI is getting at recognizing things. So on the right is the real person, and on the left is the digital person. Honestly, like there's no difference to this to how things are going to be looking at. So this is just a small little look into how AI is going to be working around us. And I think if ARK gets to, let's say, 300 to 400 podcasts, I think each and every one of us could become our own deepfake AIs in the crypto world. Hopefully not, but that's how I think Joe Rogan and Howard Stern are the most iterated podcasters that have you can say so much information that they say that they can create different metaverse podcasts, like using their same caricature. So you can have about 15 different Joe Rogans talking about different things. They can be a far right Joe Rogan, a far left Joe Rogan. So yeah, this is where the world's going, and Tencent Cloud is offering the creation tools for $145. So expect more of these crypto sort of scams to come in. So if you guys ever seen a video that seems too good to be true, do question it and see where we go from there. But yeah, guys, I have to run, but I hope I was able to clear out a few different things with the bank and AI. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Z. All right.
Oh, wow, let's just
Hold on. What was that?
You're a little bit robotic. It's kind of staticky.
All right, give me a second. I think I might have to log back in, sir. I'll be right back.
And Z, you are still sharing your screen there.
Am I still sharing?
No, you're good now.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, guys.
Cheers. Thank you, Z. Awesome DeFi sessions, as always.
Yeah, I think Atlas is just restarting this thing, but I'll stay for another minute. Mr. Toad, what did you think about those deep fakes, man? Aren't they getting real?
Yeah, they're getting scary, man. Even Elon has to go on Twitter and address that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, Z. So the future of influencers is actually diluted significantly because more people question it with these tools, the advent of all this AI in the 3D in the video realm, which is up and come, pending. So it's alarming. And yeah, I did spot. I could tell that it's fake, but man, many people will not, for sure. It's scary.
Absolutely. I think we got Atlas back here. Thank you, guys.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, much better.
All right. Thank you, Z. Great presentation there. Another DeFi session. Folks, we want to thank you so much for your participation coming here today on this fantastic Sunday to be with us on the podcast. Check out the wonderful video, the weekend review by the Crypto Badgers, as they always just do such a wonderful job of telling this amazing story and also sharing their journey, all the alpha, what's coming, what's happened in the past week, and what's to come. Congratulations to the Spark winner for today, as well as the All Aboard winner. Thanks everyone really that participates every single day. It takes a few minutes of your time to really promote these fantastic, passionate content creators here on the ARK who have put their money where their mouth is. They've done the due diligence, and they are all in on the ARK. So we thank you all very much for that. And for the folks that are participating through listening to the recording at a later time, we also want to thank you for your participation. We hope you found it educational as well as entertaining. And we will be back tomorrow, Monday, for another podcast. Same time, 4 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. UTC. Folks, be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. And we'll see you tomorrow.